As we continue here, I have my prongs on the upper under bezel. You can see how even it looks. Looks pretty good. You know, the eye doesn't destroy it too badly because the eye can really be picky. Now you want to know, well, how does it fit? Well, it goes almost all the way down to the under bezel, so that's great. So that's a good fit. Next, what we want to do is basically we need to establish where that culet is and what it takes for us to, you know, get it as close to the bottom of the setting as possible. So the whole stone's depth is 9.31 millimeters. So when the stone is in there, I need to have more than 9.31 millimeters in order to clear the culet. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start bending the prongs to be able to meet them. Now I have these prongs here, so I use them sometimes. Let's see what this does here. And I'm going to start bending. It's going to go right around. And I'm going to bend them. Okay, so that's a good start. So now I'm going to get in with a pair of needle nose, and I'm going to take them even more. I'm going to take them down. Okay, so you can see what I did here. I've taken these and bent them down. I am putting my stone in here again because I wanted to check the depth. Well, guess what? I can go quite a bit further in my bend, so I'm going to do just that. So I'm going to bend it down further. The whole reason why you do custom work like this is to make it, you know, very exacting to fit the stone. That way things not only fit better. Oh, see, now look at this. If you take a look at okay, the culet of the stone is barely hitting, and that's fine, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to file this flat, then I'm going to put another under bezel right on top of it, so a smaller one. So I'm going to file this so that they're all the same height. Next, I want to know is how even are they? So I get my gauge on here. It's 542 on that side, and they're both hitting. Let's see about this one. It looks like I might have one a little high on this one, and I do. But I will fix that. I could have filed it too, but I just do like that. I'm looking for 542, right? Oh, I got 536 now. 535. Well, now it's measuring 538. So that's pretty darn close. So, like I said, the under bezel will protect the girdle of the stone. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another oval. I'm going to come here to my wire, and I'm going to get, oh, let's see here. I could get, if I use, roughly 25, 26 millimeters. Let's see if I'm right. Just experience does this all the time. Okay, so let's go ahead and bend this under bezel. Should have more than enough here. Actually, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to sand one edge here. Put the grout spur away, and I'm going to sand one edge so I don't have to do two. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to go ahead and shape this under bezel. Let's take a look and see how it looks here now. Way too big. So let's just keep on. Let's see what that looks like. That looks pretty good. Just going to grab it on the end of the pliers and pull it around. Let's see what that looks like. So after I solder it out and I straighten it out, then I'm going to solder this down. Okay, let's go ahead and cut that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a diamond wheel to cut it. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut it. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now I'm going to pull that into position so I can solder it. Okay. That's kind of a pain, so I'm just going to go like this. Sometimes it's getting the right tool to do the job that's important. Okay, so there I go. And I'm going to take 18 yellow gold hard. Okay, so here we go. 18 karat yellow gold hard. There, that's together. Now what I'm going to do is I have to reshape this to fit and make sure it's flat so I can solder it down. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a hammer and I'm just going to flatten it. Okay, now what I need to check on is, well, how does it look? How does it fit? So if you're looking at this, it fits quite well. So, yeah, that fits quite well. So there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some, going to get my 220 out. I'm going to solder the bottom, clean up the bottom of it. Okay, so that's all cleaned up. Now what I have to do is I have to put some boric acid and alcohol on here. To get that right on there, just like that. And I'm not concerned whatsoever with my other joints moving on me. So I'm going to stand up here for a second. I'm going to check to see how it looks, because it is are able to move it around. And you can be assured that after I tack it, I'll be looking at it again to make sure it's right. That looks pretty darn good. Well, you know something? I could actually oval this a little bit more. So I'm gonna just oval that a little bit more. And I'm going to pull that in a little bit. Oh, that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to put it up on here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some flux where I want to solder it. And I told you I was going to solder the bottom here with 18 karat hard solder. Okay, so I got a piece. Okay, I think it'll stay put. And here we go. There's the solder. It's on. So I'm going to check this. Let me cool it off. I'm going to check it. Then I'll solder the other. See, it's on there. Make sure it's level all different ways, and I'll solder it out. Oh, looks great that way. Nice and level. It's doing good. So I didn't do anything that would cause it to be distorted. So I can just solder it out. Boy, that's great when that happens. Not having to go back and forth. But here we go. I have 3 places to solder. And I might even go back and heat the first one up a little bit. So here we go, 18 hard. Look at that, beautiful. So let's get this one, let's reflow this one. There we go, all right. So that's a basic setting right there. Okay, we'll take a look at it here in a minute. I'm gonna throw in the acid and I'll be back.